Okay, guys, welcome back. Here we go for the final season finale of Stranger Things. Season 5. Started watching this back in 2016. It's now 2026. I'm here with my AD&D Player's Handbook, just in case. And I'll check back in a moment. Well, in 2.5 hours or so after I've seen the finale. So, it's just finished. The Stranger Things 5 season finale. I'm still processing. I think it was a work of genius. I think it was incredible. Um, I loved the ending, the very ending, the epilogue. I loved the artwork on the end credits. I loved how the whole show got the era so right. I love how the show ended in 1989. So I'm a child of the 80s. I grew up in the 80s. When 1990 came about, I would have been like 10 years old. So I would have been that next generation of RPG players carrying on into the 90s. Although, in fact, in the 90s, I got out of role playing games and more into music and dating and all the rest of the coming of age stuff. And then got back into RPGs and gaming in my sort of mid to late 20s. And been there ever since. Caught in a bit of a time warp, really. But that was incredible. Let me just stop that, okay, before it goes on to something else. That was incredible. I'm not going to give away any spoilers here. One thing I would say was when the final season started, I was a bit tired of Murray's sarcasm, and I just thought, oh no, we're not going to have a whole episode of this. But then the wonderful part about that was, as the episode grew in intensity, his sarcasm and jokes wore off, and he became quite serious, and you saw some really good acting from the character of Murray. Yeah, just I loved the whole final season. I loved how it was action all the way through. I loved how the party of heroes looked like heroes from 80s action movies. We got to see Nancy as one of my favorite female action stars. I won't ruin it too much. We did have a guest star in it, like quite a big name in Hollywood. I felt that her presence was a real boon to the production. That was so exciting. I wasn't expecting that. I did expect a bit more to be done with her character. However, a lot of that groundwork had been done with Papa in previous seasons. So she was kind of carrying on that role, I guess. I didn't see the ending coming. It completely took me by surprise, and I kind of was a bit disappointed. I was like, oh no, I feel like I'm back in Game of Thrones season 4 or Orange is the New Black season 4. There's something about season 4s in most shows. That's when things usually really hit the fan. But I won't give away too much. But there's several wonderful twists here and there, and at one point I even had to rewind it to double check what had happened, or scroll back, of course, because it wasn't a videotape. And I sat there with my player's handbook the whole way. This is something I bought 10, 15 years ago off eBay when I was buying back old D&D modules. I've got all the early 80s D&D modules in a folder in storage, which I'll share with you another time. But I thought it might be nice to do a random selection to see what page I land on after watching the entirety of Stranger Things. So let's go. Let's see what we got here. Druid spells, 6th level. Weather summoning, conjuration, summoning, level 6. The druidic weather summoning spell is similar to the control weather spell, all of clerical nature. By casting the spell, the druid calls forth weather commensurate with the climate and season of the area he or she is in at the time. Wow. Okay. So I'll have a bit of sunshine, please, because we've had nothing but rain lately. Anyway, that's the D&D Player's Handbook. I'm excited about the future of the Stranger Things franchise. I don't think it's going to end here. Is there a video game yet? I know there's a role-playing game. I know there's a stage show. I want to see and experience all of that. So, yeah, I can't wait. I'm really psyched. I'm going to buy this again on 4K or Blu-ray or whatever. And I'm going to watch it again in a couple of years' time. I'm really blown away, and it takes a lot to impress me with TV series. I usually find them a bit of a slog. I probably won't watch telly for a while now. I might give my eyes a rest, like have a break from video games, maybe even have a break from reading. But yeah, I think I've pretty much said everything I want to say about the final finale, and what a show. Thank you, Duffer Brothers, Stephen King's legacy, D&D legacy, RPG legacy, all that good stuff. You really, really did the hobby justice and the era justice, and we love you for creating this show. All right, thanks for watching. Cheers.